And party guests also in wedding gowns. A group of First Coast families is catching royal fever, and they really have it bad. First Coast News' Eric Alvarez takes you to a royal wedding watch party that's pulling out all the stops.
Right now, the royal family is putting the finishing touches on the highly anticipated royal wedding in England. Meanwhile, all the way across the Atlantic here on the First Coast, a group of neighbors is putting the finishing touches on their royal wedding watch party in the perfectly named community of Queen's Harbour. The flowers are up and the china is out for the fanciest royal wedding party on this side of the pond, where in this Queen's Harbour home, Suzanne Robertson is expecting 25 guests first thing in the morning.
We have a few who've said they're going to wear their wedding gown, but everybody, the requirement is a fascinator, a wedding veil, a tiara.
Even Grace the Golden Retriever is getting into the spirit with her princess tiara. But like any special occasion, it takes planning and preparation. Valerie Fain is bringing the color.
I don't like to cook, so I said, I'm not bringing any food, but I'll bring the flowers.
Carol Wright is bringing the romance.
Well, I think it's every little girl's dream come true, and she's marrying a prince, and they just truly seem to be so much in love.
And Linda Connor is on cake duty. But she's not just making a cake, she's using the recipe from Violet Bakery in London, which is making the same cake for the royal couple.
When I went online to search for the recipe, the only one I could find was, of course, in grams. So I had to convert it.
Clearly, some things aren't lost in translation. That's really good. And that's just the practice cake. The real deal makes its debut Saturday morning, when Meghan Markle and Prince Harry tie the knot.
I'm really excited.
Now this party is getting started at 6 a.m. and these guys have a whole lot more work to do, so I'm going to go ahead and vacate the home. But for the time being, I'm reporting in America.
Happily ever after to Meghan and Harry.
Eric Alvarez, First Coast News, on your side.